Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, YouTube proudly presents to you its number one, I think, gaming collecting show in the world! I am Mad Mikey, and this is the shit I'll probably never play!
Mad Mikey Gaming.
G'day gamers, and welcome to the end of the week, which we all know what that means. It means it's time for the gaming haul of shit I'll probably never play. Guys, it's been a good week. Not as huge a haul as it was last week. Last week was too much. 18, I counted. I didn't know that I'd have that many, considering I thought that I wasn't going to have any for the show. So again, thanks Adam. You're a really good bloke. But guys, what did you pick up this week? I want you guys to hit the comment link below and just let me know what it is that you've been playing. Oh, and don't forget, give us a thumbs up. Cheers, guys. And I just want all you guys to know that I'm so grateful. Hit 110 subscribers this week. So from New Year's Eve, we've gone from 99 all the way to 110. So that's not too bad for the first month of Jan. So guys, all my mad gamers out there, new members from Gamer Nation, don't forget to tell your father, tell your mother, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your cousin, tell your friends about Mad Mikey Gaming, because they might like games. So let's get down to the business of what's been going on this week. Got a bit of a bigger haul than what I'd expected, but a very good haul, and I got one really good at the end. So I'll leave that one till a bit later, but we'll get through the first couple that I got really excited about. The first one from this week was a Sega Dreamcast classic, Jet Set Radio. Now, when I got my first ever Xbox, this was bundled in with the Halo, so it was part of a package, and never really played it on the original Dreamcast. Obviously, I've only really got into that this year. Wasn't really my cup of tea, but I actually really find it interesting that this game, considered a classic now, it's a good game, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a reason why it's been remade on the Xbox, then it's on Xbox Live Arcade. It's a game that really stands the test of time. And the weird thing that I find about this, particularly in Australia, is the fact that it's a game about graffiti, and Mark Echo's Getting Up was a game about graffiti. Now, that one got banned purely for the fact that it was about graffitiing, and graffitiing's bad. But this game, because it's art styled, and probably Mark Echo's is probably a bit more real world, real thug life sort of thing, this one gets away with a free hall pass on that one, or they just let it slip under the radar when the rating system. That's how really good our system is. Now, the case, I love it when I get a good case, that there's no breakages or nothing. So I got two Dreamcast games this week. Both of them were $19. So that was the first one. And I was really pumped because this is really one of the first classic games on the Dreamcast. And it's, to be honest, it's been a while since I've had any Dreamcast games. The second one, which I really don't know much about, it's Vigilante 8, The Second Offense. The future of blowing shit up is here. And the rest is in a different language. But like whenever I do find a Sega Dreamcast game, I do get rather excited. And I did forget to have a look on the back to see if it was VGA compatible, which, as you can see, I hope you can see, it is not. No biggie, that just means that I got to switch in and switch out or the cables and whatnot. But I'd prefer to, obviously, just leave the same cable in. It's the real unfortunate thing about the VGA adapter for the Dreamcast, the fact that if it's not VGA compatible, it actually won't run it all through it. But you know what? That's a small price to pay for these classics. It's only got a minor little scratch on there, so it's actually it's a pretty good nick. Like, the discs are really good. They're all complete. They've got all of the manuals and whatnot, which were always happy to see. But this one actually got a lot of good write-ups, so I'm actually really interested to see how this one is. We'll bring up the special one this week. Now, when I went to go, because Cash Converters, I've got an inside person there who gives me a call and lets me know when all the new stuff comes in. So they told me that there was a couple of Dreamcast games. So I went and checked it. And just as I was walking past, something caught my eye. I was like, I know I've got that game, but this would be pretty cool to have.
Duke Nukem, the Balls of Steel edition, baby.
I was like, oh, it's on PC. Oh, well, look, I've got the game. I got the King edition back when it originally came out on the Xbox. Now, the Balls of Steel was a really limited edition game. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going to have all the collectibles in there. Obviously, you can see the statue, which was the main part, being a product of the 80s and early 90s.
Duke Nukem is a staple in gaming history, baby.
But and just to let you know, this game was $9. PC game. I was like, that's a bit weird that they're selling a PC game. So I opened it up, and then I was like,
is that a dice in your pocket, or are they just your balls?
Just kidding. It's actually complete in box, unopened. So you get the 2 Duke Nukem dice. I believe this is like a mini pack of cards or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. It probably does say, yeah, it is cards. Oh, I think the only thing... Oh, no. Wait, it's all here. You get a couple of chips there for Duke Nukem,
because you know how he likes the casino, baby.
And you get the art book. Whoa, and that's a Duke Nukem Forever sticker. And you get a few extra little bits and pieces here. So you get the comic and a little cutout thing, so you can do a little cutout of Duke. And the other thing, game hasn't even been opened, it's still in the plastic. Fantastic. So this was virtually a brand new one. It actually does say somewhere like the authenticity. I think it was in the thing that fell over. But I think it was like number 3,200 or whatever out of 5,000. So it actually was a really limited edition. So I was rapt to pick this up for $9. Because I remember when I was going to go buy this game, I was like, yeah, dude, I want the Balls of Steel, baby. They didn't have it. They only had the King one. I was like, Spion. But what can you do? You snooze, you lose. Huh? Isn't that the story of game collecting? But I was really wrapped with that, so that's all complete in box. The outside box is a bit damaged, but everything inside, as you can see, is pristine, baby. Moving along, just onto the original Xbox this week. Ordered these a couple of weeks ago, and Tenchu, Return to Darkness. This game, I think I remember playing once or twice, well before I had the audacity to try and play a stealth game. But this game is actually really good. From what I've heard, the Xbox version is the definitive version of the lot. It had a lot of upgraded graphics, more characters, more weapons, those sorts of things. And it obviously had your Xbox Live and your Xbox Live multiplayer, because you can tag team people and whatnot in this. And the graphics on the back look actually really good, so it would be actually quite interesting. I think I saw when I was doing a bit of research on this that it does run at 720p on the Xbox, so that's pretty cool. Because a lot of the Xbox games do actually run at 720 if you get the component cables. I think the console actually needs to be modded, unfortunately, but you do what you have to do. But the Xbox stands up still really well using those component cables, because I've got one that hasn't been modded and I've got one that's modded, and I just obviously use the one that's been modded. Next up now, we watched this movie on the last weekend, and I was like, yeah, I've got to get the game now, because this actually takes part after the movie, and that is The Thing. I actually really enjoyed the movie. For an 80s movie, it was actually really well done. It was done by John Carpenter, and I've been a huge fan of his. And when the game came out, I think I did buy this game, but it was one that I traded in rather quickly, just based on the fact that I hadn't seen the movie. And as I said, it takes part straight after the movie, so you don't have that sort of awful game tie-in, blah blah blah. It just takes part after the movie with the rescue mission of who's left. So I'm quite interested to see where the story takes us in this one. It's actually made by Konami, and Black Label Games, never heard of them, but this was actually really cool. I don't think actual Kurt Russell's voice is in it, but hey, this one might make the we're gonna play this one list. And last one that I got from CEX, so I got those previous two from CEX, was Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time on the GameCube. Now, if you've been a fan and watching the show, you'll know that I do actually have all the Prince of Persias. The last lot that I do have is for the GameCube. Now, CEX actually had them all, but I couldn't afford them all at the time, so I thought, okay, I'll wait till next week to go pick them up. And I went to go double check today, and they were sold out again. So should be able to find them for a fairly reasonable price. Warrior Within and the Two Thrones. Just if you know me, I love my Prince of Persia. This is going to be the last system that I need to collect all of the Sands of Times on. Intermission. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's rum. Bundaberg Red. It's rum, and it's fused with gum leaves, native here to the Australian country. It's actually, I used to drink a lot of bourbon, but now I'm a rum man. Arr, let's all be pirates. Back to the shore. And on another trip to Cashies, just picked up a few Xbox 360 games that I've been after for a while. So got Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4, Game of the Year edition. So it's got everything. It's got all the map, the book, all the DLC. So that was really cool. I'm not sure if I don't think I've actually got this digitally, but I never got through it. I did play quite a lot of this game, and I did actually get quite bored. Just with the Oblivion gates, just like, you know, you're walking around trying to do something, there's Oblivion gate over there, and you're like, fuck it, may as well. And then you go over and you do it, and then they're all the same, really. But that's going to be a really good one. Gothic 4 Arcadia. Now, I did have this on PC, did play a bit, and actually did quite enjoy it. I mean, it's a poor man's sort of Elder Scrolls RPG kind of game, but it's actually really good. It's a really long-running series. The graphics on this are actually quite good too, and they actually redid this on the PlayStation 4 more recently, and I'll probably pick that up. I don't know. You know, all these games, I'm running out of room, guys. But yeah, this is actually a really cool game. It's a pure RPG. Let's just say that. Good storyline. Let's see. Living, breathing medieval world set in the distinctive Gothic atmosphere, coming to life with cutting-edge graphics. Are you the chosen warrior of fate? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Now we have a game that I got on PC, and there was a reason I got it on PC, because I thought, you know, PC, Master Race, blah, 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 this and that. It's going to be really good. This game was really ported badly onto the PC. I'm not going to joke. It didn't even do full screen 1080p. And that is Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance. Probably one of the most weirdest used words in the world. I don't think it's actually a word, but this is by Platinum, and Platinum know how to make action games. I mean, obviously there's a bit of unfortunate news out there for them at the moment, the fact that Scalebound got cancelled, but that doesn't mean that they don't still put out fantastic games. This has got all everything in here, so I'm really happy. It's got a bit of a broken case, but I think I've got a few spare ones around. But yeah, action games, Platinum, I'm there, baby. And I really love the fact that they sort of branched out a bit in the Metal Gear universe to give it a bit of an action, because you see a lot of the cutscenes in the Metal Gear games and you're like, man, I wish I was part of that, you know, and whatnot. And then they come out and they do this. So it makes a lot of sense, and I'm actually really looking forward to actually playing this and seeing what it runs like on the Xbox 360, because I finally charged some bloody batteries, because apparently plugging it into the Xbox 360 wasn't charging it, so I'll plug it into the PC, and that seems to do the trick. Two more games, guys. Two more games. Next one, we have Hunted the Demon's Forge, made by Bethesda. So it's got a bit of a pedigree there of the Elder Scrolls. You can play split screen co-op. You can play online co-op, and it's you know, your normal. Oh, an ancient evil has been unveiled. You must stop the evil. And there's just guys wearing shitloads of armor, chicks wearing no armor, but it's a dungeon crawl for the Gears Age.
Descend into Darkness.
All these are fantastic titles that they could put on the back. Again, this is one that I got on Steam, which I got from a Steam sale. Not a bad game. I look forward to that. That might actually get played. And the last one is a game that I've never played. I've never played any of them, and it is Kane Lynch 2 Dog Days 2. This one is very notorious, obviously, because of the Jeff Gershman review on GameStop, where he said that he just basically said there was a load of shit, and he got fired because of it, because these guys were paying their bills at the time. But it says, one of the most atmospheric and intense shooters of 2010 from IGN Australia. Yeah, I honestly don't know much about these games. Like, they've obviously talked about making a movie and whatnot about it, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good story in there somewhere. So I might give it a try out at some stage. But guys, that's it for this week. As I said at the beginning of the show, what did you get this week? I'd love to hear what you guys have picked up. Come over to Facebook, Mad Mikeey Gaming, or over on Instagram, say hi. Just show off your games or add me so that I can follow you back and we can just, get along like an awesome group of gamers. But guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it didn't go too long. But guys, have a great week. I'll see you on Monday for getting to know Mad Mikey Mondays. Bye guys.